think this is going to be a glimpse into the future for the Lakers that we're seeing maybe post the LeBron era right now with Luka being the main guy here?
Yeah, that is the future. I mean, they've made that clear, and they should make that clear. How old is LeBron now? Is he 40?
He's going to be 41 in December.
I hate that's old in the NBA. He's like still kind of young.
It's old when you've been playing since you're 18.
No, I know, but yeah, I mean, the question all year is going to be, is this LeBron's last season period, or is this LeBron's last season with the Lakers? It seems to me that it's sort of outside the realm of possibility that he signs back up for more time with the Lakers. I think if he keeps playing next year, it's probably outside the Lakers. The Lakers are interesting, listen, beyond LeBron, because they have pieces. I think DeAndre Ayton is a big question mark coming into the season. They have had to fill that center role. But I think that LeBron, we're going to have a lot of talks about how much say he has in the future. Is it his team? Is it Luka's team? The bottom line is LeBron last year was still an all-NBA player. And they have Luka Doncic, a slim and trim Luka Doncic. If DeAndre Ayton plays, if Austin Reeves plays, if these guys come together, I think they're going to be somewhere in the middle of the West. And on the Warriors side, listen, I think the Warriors have a championship team this year. I really do. Me and Ashley talked about it in a previous segment. We talked about, can Kevin Durant win without Stephen Curry? Stephen Curry is one of the handful of players, and Kevin Durant is great, but he's not quite Stephen Curry, where if you have Stephen Curry, you have a chance. That is true every time he shows that. And they have a team with Jimmy Butler as a number 2. He's a perfect fit as a facilitator. He doesn't want to be a score-first guy anymore. The Al Horford addition was big time. We're not paying enough attention to that. His ability to operate offense from the top of that hub position, he gives them defensive versatility with his ability to shoot. Sometimes you compromise spacing for a rim. There's all kinds of stuff to love.
My only issue with the Golden State Warriors is their age. And we're not talking about an Eastern Conference that's completely dismantled. We're talking about a West that's young, talented, and it's ferocious. And my concern is you have Al Horford, you have Draymond Green, you have Steph Curry. All Hall of Famers, incredible players, but they're of a certain age. And then you have Jimmy Butler, and the Miami Heat fans know this very well. His regular season can be very unpredictable, and you need Jimmy Butler available in order to help Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors get to where they want to be. Because if they're in a situation where they fall into the play-in and they got to go against one of those young teams, one of those young Buck teams out in the West, it may result in the same thing that we saw last season. Yeah. And when you talk about the Lakers, look, I think this is Luka's team moving forward, and I think the Lakers are going to be looking at this team from the standpoint of what does this team, the next iteration of this team look like. And to Brad's point, we don't know if LeBron's looking at retirement, if he's looking at to return to the Lakers. But I will say this, LeBron cost a lot of money. Mm-hmm. He's sucking up $55 million as we speak. And I just don't know how you give Luka, who's in his prime and is going to continue to be for a few years, the best chance, this organization which is used to bringing in championships, the best chance of getting back to that when you're paying somebody as much as LeBron costs. You can't build a team around that. And I think the Lakers really need to look at this season and start weighing their options of, yes, LeBron is one of the GOATs. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest we've ever seen. But is he worth the money at this stage in his career? And that would be the question that I'm kind of gauging at this season.
He's still All-NBA, though. This is not Kobe at the end of his career where he's eating up a bunch of money, but he's not that player anymore.
It's a lot of cash, Brad, and you can't build a team with just Luka and LeBron holding down the floor anymore. He's not a spring chicken. He's 41 years old.
Yeah.
It's
not yet.
Soon to be.
Soon to be.
And again, 41 in basketball years for all my 40-year-olds watching this.
The thing is, how much is Austin Reeves going to make? Because all the good teams have 2 max guys. Yeah. So it's going to be a question of, you really can't pay that. That's where the Suns went wrong. When they also have Bradley Beal. You can't have more than 2 max guys. So
look, the NBA season starts tonight. We can look forward to the future.
And then there was the KD phase. Whew, that's unfair. Won titles. And there was the post-KD phase. That was the Andrew Wiggins team beats Boston. You're getting titles with all of them. And then you're all thinking, well, what about the Jimmy Butler phase? No, Jimmy Butler's a fling. He's not a phase. And I think it's time for the fling at the trade deadline to end. And I love Jimmy Butler. But Steve Kerr is too smart to think that 37-year-old Steph, 35-year-old Draymond, 36-year-old Jimmy Butler and now 39-year-old Al Horford can compete in the West? They can't. They can't. So last night, game 1, 3 months off, they can't. And what I would do, and I'm told you can do it at the trade deadline, they will be able to move these pieces at the trade deadline. I would trade Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, and 4 first-round picks for Giannis and see if it's enough. Jimmy Butler played at Marquette, so he's coming home, and he's still a lethal free throw shooter, big game performer. Jonathan Kuminga averaged 20 a game last year when he didn't play with Steph. They don't work that well together. Although when he didn't play with Steph, he had some really nice nights, and he's a better player today. And he's only 23 years old. And then 4 first-round picks. And first-round picks are going to be more valuable than they were the previous decade. This last draft, very domestic, very good. 2026 draft is supposed to be better. Why? 2 things are happening in college basketball. The best players are staying in college longer because they get paid now NIL. So you get a better, older, more refined player out of college. Draft picks for the last 15 years before that, you're getting 19-year-olds. Now you're getting 20, 21-year-olds. The second thing is the best European kids, 17, 18, 19, 20, they're coming over. And they're now, American NIL money is buying them. The best young Spaniard, the best young Croatian, they're ending up playing in college basketball. So now you get to see more of them against the domestic product, right? You don't have to kind of guess. So the draft, the NBA draft going forward should be much meatier and less top-heavy than previous years. So 4 first-round draft picks 8 years ago, pass. 4 first-round draft picks now, pretty good. And Kuminga, who's going to be, my guess is he's 23. He's going to end up being about a 24, 25-point-a-game guy if he went to Milwaukee. And Jimmy Butler on any night can score 25. So that may not be enough. But Giannis is older, had some injuries. But to me, Steve Kerr's too smart to think that, these old guys, I don't buy it. I think the Warrior tickets are expensive. As long as Steph's around, they're fun. But the West is young, athletic on the wing, great rim protectors everywhere. This is not it. That watching the Lakers and the Warriors last night, I mean, the Warriors are a little bit of an antique store. It's fun to rummage around in there a little bit. And it's like, it's kind of nice. I'd rather go to Restoration Hardware and get the new stuff. Just me. So, and I think the real piece in this is whenever you make a trade, whoever gets the star generally wins the trade. Shaq goes Lakers to Miami, Miami wins the trade. But if you can get 4 draft picks, a borderline, in the East, Jonathan Kuminga at 24 a night in the East, not in the West, in the East, is he an all-star? He's going to be much closer to an all-star in the East than he is the West. He's not going to be an all-star in the West. But in the East, Kuminga 23, 24, 25 a night, could he be? Maybe. But he would be the key in the piece. The 4 draft picks, Kuminga, and Butler coming home. Steve Kerr, by the way, likes what he's seen this offseason from Kuminga.
I think he's really, really matured. He's had a great camp. We've had some really good conversations. I think he has a better understanding of, what we need. I think he just has a better sense of what's needed now compared to past years. And I think Jimmy has really helped him too.
For the record, Kuminga is a better three-point shooter than you probably think. So last year, he shot almost 40% from three-point land. He's a better three-point. He's long. He's athletic. He can finish at the rim. But he kind of looks lost sometimes playing with Steve Kerr. But he can shoot threes. So you can 3-and-D him. He can play defense. He's a two-way player. He's 23. You got 10 years with him, close to his prime. To me, he's the centerpiece in the 4 draft picks, which are better picks because Euros are now playing over here, and our best domestic players stay in college 1 year longer. Cooper Flagg said, I want to stay in college. He couldn't because he was the number 1 pick. And if you're a number 1 pick, you go to pro. But, it's the college guys now are getting paid, and they're in college, and they only play 30 games. Big man on campus. It's fun. Zach Edey played another year of college at Purdue and came in and was a more refined player. Zach Edey was way better than everybody thought he was going to be. Rachel Nichols has been covering the NBA for, this can't be right, 32 years? Is that, Rachel, is that right?
31, but sure. Yeah, I was a college student, and I got a job stringing for the Washington Post covering the end of the Jordan Bulls, 90s Bulls era. Wow. I was very nervous. I was 19 years old, but man, it was a great start.
Yeah, I'd say. That's a pretty good start. Covering the Bulls, your first gig. That's a pretty good start.
Yep.
So you talked to Luka last night. I joked I could see his shoulders. What did he lose, 30 pounds?
31 pounds, he said.
He did. So, first of all, it's very obvious. Like the first 2 to 3 years of Luka.
Let's get it started right now. If you're a Dub Nation fan, this one's for you. Today, we're diving deep into a moment that signals exactly where the Golden State Warriors stand right now and where they're heading. Now more than ever, this team is showing that change isn't a sign of weakness. Change is a spark. Here's the context: tensions, transitions, evolution. The Warriors' veteran core, Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, and formerly Klay Thompson, shipped a powerful message. Green recently revealed he had no desire to persuade Klay Thompson to stay in Golden State after 13 seasons together. In his words, Klay needed that move, and as his brother, Green supported him. On the surface, you might think, wait, the dynasty is ending? The core is breaking up? But let me tell you, that's precisely the beginning of something new, something alive, and something hungry. The why behind the move. Draymond Green said it plainly. No part of me wanted to try to talk him into staying because I knew he needed that so much for him. The wrong thing would have been to try to talk him into staying. Basketball forever. Thompson signed with Dallas, ending one of the greatest backcourts of all time. But what most people miss is why this might actually strengthen the Warriors. Think about it. The trio of Curry, Thompson, Green won 4 NBA titles. They dominated together. But sometimes greatness hits a plateau. When you've been at the top, maintaining it gets harder than getting there. Green sensed that for Klay and sensed that for the team. By allowing Thompson to leave, by embracing that change, the Warriors created breathing room. They freed up Cap, they freed the narrative, and they freed themselves from the same script that can trap even the greatest teams. What it means for the Warriors now. This season marks a new chapter. The vets is still here, Curry, Green, still playing with hunger. But the roster is evolving, the youth are rising, the identity is shifting. And yes, the era of the Splash Brothers is changing, but the energy of the Warriors remains intact, maybe even stronger. In their opener this season, the Warriors clobbered the Lakers 119-109. Green contributed 8 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds in that win. The message: we're still built to compete. Meanwhile, Thompson's new journey in Dallas is another story, while the Warriors are focusing on what's next. Green's quote sums it up. We got Steph, Jimmy, myself. When I take a step back and look at it, I'm like, man, who can't we match up with? He sees possibility. And when Draymond Green speaks like that, you listen. The opportunity in transition. Transitions don't have to signal decline. Many times they signal rebirth. When veterans remain, but the surrounding pieces evolve, you get a hybrid of experience and fresh fire. That's the model the Warriors appear to be embracing. No longer just about the splash era, this team is about resilience, adaptation, and legacy. Curry isn't content just being great. He wants another chapter. Green isn't fading. He's still elite defensively, still vocal, still the engine. And the Warriors' system, defined by movement, pace, spatial awareness, remains one of the most difficult to defend. The message: the past was remarkable, the present could be spectacular. Why you should be excited. The Warriors are not wallowing in nostalgia. They're not desperately clinging to the old blueprint. They're evolving. Green's honesty about the departure of Thompson isn't bitterness, it's clarity. He recognized a necessary shift for both Klay and the team. That clear vision matters. Curry remains the heartbeat of this franchise, and when he's healthy, hungry, sharp, the Warriors are dangerous. The cap space, roster flexibility, youth emergence, all of these give Golden State the tools to surprise again. And most importantly, the mindset is intact. That competitive fire, that culture of winning, that's evergreen. So here's the takeaway for all you Dub Nation Warriors watching. Change happened, but it wasn't defeat. It wasn't chaos. It was strategy. It was renewal. And right in the heart of that renewal is a team ready to surprise, ready to challenge, ready to write a new chapter in Bay Area basketball. The departure of Klay Thompson wasn't the end. It was an opportunity. An opportunity for Golden State to reinvent, re-engage, reignite. And from where I'm standing, this Warriors squad is more dangerous now than a lot of people give them credit for. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe the Warriors' decision to let Thompson go and embrace this new era can fuel another championship run? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would love your predictions for this season. Where does this team finish in the West? What's the biggest strength? What's the Achilles heel? If you're feeling this vibe, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to Warriors Nation News, and stay locked in all season long because Golden State is rewriting their story, and we're going to witness every chapter together.